Hi everybody, and welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon Banshee. This is me, Oberon, with my Friday show. If it's Friday, it must be my outlook on the emotional exchanges. And it's a relationship, love, friendship, emotional bonding kind of reading. So for the next week ahead, and that week is starting today, Friday the 16th, and going till the 20th next Thursday. This covers what could be happening in our lives, emotionally speaking, the emotional ups and downs or situations. So I do this with a reading that I layer by using different decks, different styles to kind of be more thematic perhaps, or just to show off the beautiful cards that Banshee and I collect here at TFT Tarot for Today. So here we go. This reading will have three parts. The first part, and by the way, these readings are for the elemental signs of the zodiac. So we will go through the air signs, fire signs, water signs, and earth signs. But we're looking at the same thing for each of them. So from the first deck, the Modern Love Tarot for the air signs, and air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. We are using the Modern Love Tarot to indicate the overall emotional tone of the week, the essence or vibrational energy. It could talk about a particular situation, but not necessarily. So as I said, that's for the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And so what kind of tone is going on? How interesting. The Hermit reversed. It's interesting because I believe this is our regular card of the day today for Friday the 16th. On our other media, we do a regular card for the day. But I may not pull in that same exact idea there, what's going on with the Hermit reversed. I could be saying in terms of an emotional, kind of vibration or situation that's going on, what this card would represent is that maybe you are feeling isolated in emotional feels, that you don't feel like you can express certain emotional feelings even within a relationship. You just may be feeling distant, or it could mean that you feel this way being treated by others, that other people don't seem to see you emotionally, you're somehow invisible to them. And of course, we are at that juncture known as Mercury retrograde, so a lot of times there are miscommunications. And of course, air signs, especially Gemini, I believe, vibrate a little bit closer to Mercury and Mercury's influences. It's about the intelligence, and air signs sort of go with that as their main thematic or overriding characteristic could be that. So having said that, we're looking at that, and there it is again, the Hermit reversed. So watch out for that, air signs. Maybe this is talking about, you just feeling like you're not connecting. So what is opposing your happiness? And that's a good question to ask considering this card. But I'm going to use my next deck, which is the Tarot of Oppositions. And it's double-sided. So on each image is both the reversed and opposite or reverse side. And I know a lot of people don't use reverse meanings. That's totally up to them. I'm good with that. Banshee and I have always done that. That was the way I was taught, and that's the way I taught her. So this deck would be right up your alley, because you are very much encouraged to look for both viewpoints in that meaning, and also maybe the liminal area in between those possible opposites there, of those qualities when it's a reverse card. So you still look at it the same way. It either is reversed or upright. That may or may not intuitively lead your meaning. So for the air signs, once again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, our question then is, what opposes your happiness? And it's the upright Seven of Pentacles. And you know, that's an interesting card, because to me, a lot of times I think I favor the reversed meaning, but the reversed meaning does seem to have a little bit of anxiety attached to it, or concern in some ways, yet the upright sign looks better. But what could we say is that there's an idea here about what we are happy about doing, what we are planning on doing, what we want to put ahead. And so maybe the idea that what opposes us is not realizing when it is that time to press our advantage, or to give something up and try a new plan, try a new tack, to let something, you know, wither on the vine if it needs to not come into its full expression. And so that does sound like, you know, we're talking about a relationship or emotional matter. So this, I think, tells the air signs that they could be in this state of over planning, not planning. There could be some real fungible quality about a particular vibration or relationship they're into. They may have to really pay attention for clues here. It's kind of odd. So let's finish up with the air signs then, and we move to the next deck that I'm going to read from, and that is the beautiful Ibis Tarot. And I love the Ibis Tarot. It's one of the Egyptian-themed tarots I owned. It tends to be playing with the pips, as they say, although a seasoned tarot reader should have no problem with that. But some people do want that extra quality of symbolism that maybe, you know, non-pip decks provide. And of course, it's not even necessarily the Rider-Waite symbology. A lot of modern decks really have kind of dispensed altogether, or have kind of worked it in a different way. So at any rate, with the Ibis Tarot, we're looking at something rather specific, and I've done this before. We're looking at who's coming towards you. And of course, who's coming towards you in love, whether or not you're already in a relationship, who is looking at you and is interested in you. But it could also be saying that maybe just in terms of an emotional encounter, somebody who really is trying to reach out to you for maybe other reasons even. Who is that? What are they? What are they like? And of course, what I do is I flip the cards until I come up with a court card. This is the method Banshee taught to me. I'm not sure where she got it from. And it is the reversed Slave of Scepters. And the Slave of Scepters would be the Page of Wands. And so it's reversed. As a wand, this could be a person who is a fire sign. They could be Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, as Banshee would say. But it's a reversed Page of Wands. And so there's something here that maybe says they may be immature, or they may be unconfident of their movement towards you. They may feel like they want to tell you something, but either they're not totally convinced they should tell you this, or they sort of see the chance that maybe you wouldn't receive their message well, or some sort of interference going on there. So watch for that, whether, like I said, whether you're interested in reciprocating, you know, the same kind of relationship or not. This may be coming towards you. And that's what we had for the air signs. And we're going to start at the beginning again with the decks here. And we are looking now at the fire signs. Fire signs are Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, So we're using the Modern Love Tarot once again to determine the general essence, vibration, energy, possible events that are coming towards you this week or around you in this week. I'm going to give it a good shuffle. And I'll remind everybody to watch the corollary show, Banshees Material Matters, on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. on this YouTube channel. Banshee does for your economics and financial life what I'm doing here for your emotional relationship life. So watch that Sunday mornings. All right, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, what kind of energy is coming towards you? What vibration? And whoa, go large. Go big or go home. It is the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups is upright. It's a beautiful version of the Ten of Cups, a modern family celebrating modern love. Hey, who wouldn't, right? So what's coming towards the fire signs is maybe that total basking in the sense of feeling familial love, feeling the connection of their community, of their direct or extended family, of a workplace, of a neighborhood, of whatever it is that really calls unto you and says, this is unconditional love. This is people who love you mostly regardless. You could get away with a number of things with them. Obviously, you shouldn't be trying because you love them and they love you. So however that is, that vibration is around the fire signs. This is very cool. But what could possibly oppose that? What could oppose your happiness if it's not actually that happiness, if it's some other sense of the emotional happiness that you feel, fire signs? What is oppositional to that? For that, once again, I'm using the Tarot of Oppositions, a double-sided deck that shows us on the same card both the reversed and the upright meaning of each card. You are encouraged to think of ranging your reading along that perspective there, or finding the liminal area. Or, and I think Banshee does this more likely than me, go with what your intuition says is the meaning, the upright one or the reverse one, because you'll be able to tell here which is which as you turn them. So fire signs, what opposes your happiness? And it's the Chariot in both its forms. And my sense with this card is saying that sometimes we really, fire signs, really want to be overachievers. You know, that's the Chariot, the total motivation to be exactly what you want to be, and in this sense, in terms of finding that emotional happiness. But the reverse side shows some arrows coming back at you, and that maybe you're fleeing from unintended consequences of your exuberance in this regard. And so this is saying really that your happiness should not be contingent on maybe taking away from someone else's happiness. So fire signs, do think about that. I'm not suggesting at all that you are more selfish, but I am suggesting that maybe this is a time for you to be aware of how your desires or goals may intersect with others who are trying, like you, to achieve their own happiness. So now I'm going to follow it up for the fire signs by using, once again, the beautiful Ibis Tarot. And we're looking at who's coming towards you in love, possibly in strong friendship or emotional comfort, support that they need or would give to you. If you're already in a relationship, this still could be somebody who is interested in you romantically. But more likely then, it's just possible that maybe they're a person who needs to connect with you, who is interested in reaching out for any number of reasons. And we just turn until we come across a court card. And it's the reversed Master of Pentacles. And the Master of Pentacles would be the King of Pentacles. And so it's the reversed King of Pentacles. The quality here is, astrologically speaking, this could be a person who is somewhat like a Virgo or a Capricorn or a Taurus. It could be somebody that has those stronger astrological influences, even if that isn't their sun sign. But it could just be somebody who has those kind of qualities of their sign. And sometimes, they relate to, self. And it's almost like, in a sense, it's somebody that maybe could be, is that the person that opposes your wish? I sort of took that as saying you oppose yourself by being over ambitious. But the Master of Pentacles, a person coming towards you, is maybe somebody who does want to kind of intersect with what you're doing. It's not necessarily because they want to take away your happiness, but there's a spin there. Maybe they're coming towards you because they want you to help them. They are not necessarily totally grounded and centered with their sense of being able to protect and nurture their own plans and projects. And so maybe they're looking at you for that. There's somebody that wants to partner with you and maybe achieve more. And this, depending on what you're up for, could be a good or a bad thing. So it may be something you're interested in. It may not. Let them down gently, as they say. All right, so that was the fire signs. And now we will move on to the water signs. Water signs are, like myself, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. And for the water signs, we are back to the Modern Love Tarot. We're looking once again at the idea of what is that energy, vibration, situation that is most incoming this week to the water signs. What kind of events could happen, or what kind of essence do you feel? What is the vibration within yourself? How are you feeling about love or anything at this point? Water signs, once again, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. It's you and me against the world. It's the Seven of Wands, but it's reversed. And the Seven of Wands could be saying for the water signs, they're not feeling as proactive or as they want to be in a defensive posture at this time. Maybe water signs are feeling like they would rather, let things go, blend in by letting people go off on their own, especially, if they have intentions of sort of breaking you down. I mean, sometimes I know as a Scorpio that I would rather just slink away from certain kinds of activities or energies if I really feel put off by them rather than confront them. I have an avoidance thing. I don't know about the other water signs, but this could be talking about that kind of quality that's saying that right now you sort of want to avoid things that feel pressured, especially if it's emotionally, and of course these cards always are. So somebody is questioning who, how, what you love. You don't necessarily want to confront that at this time. Maybe you just sort of want to move away from it and not let it interfere with you. There are valid reasons if that's what you want, and there are reasons that are just practical for many people. So I'm just going to leave it with that. We're going to move on now, though, because this could give us more light. Water signs, what is it that opposes your happiness? Is it the idea that you have to slink away or not confront necessarily what you feel challenges your emotional sense right now. What is it that opposes your happiness? And I'm using that tarot of oppositions, the two-sided tarot, to look at that range of qualities between upright and reverse cards, wondering, is there something here that is in opposition to the water sign's happiness? What is that? Here we go. It's the Eight of Swords. And for my money, I would have to say that the side presenting on the top is the actual reverse side. Freedom, being released from some sense of being held. And of course, a lot of times we are what opposes ourselves. But by that same token, then we are what can free ourselves. So what opposes us, water signs, is when we are dealing with that spectrum of feeling like we have no options, we are a prisoner, and coming to that realization, though, that we're a prisoner of our own device, like the old popular song used to say. We're a prisoner because we let ourselves be. So water signs, don't let others or other situations oppose your happiness. If you feel there's something that is containing you, just like the first card was talking about, not staying for a fight, this is saying that even if you don't stay for a fight, you still have a right to free yourself from unwanted coercions, unwanted imprisonments, but be mindful that some of them could be things you're doing to yourself. I'll just say it that way. Water signs. We're all a little guilty of that. All right, so finishing up for the water signs, I'm back to the Ibis Tarot, and we're asking once again, who is coming towards you, emotionally speaking, reaching out to you for love, interest, friendship, partnership, companionship. And water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I use the method taught to me by the Banshee, just counting off the court cards, counting off till we come to a court card, which will give us a description. Oh dear, he or she is not showing up. Dang. But here it is, and it's a repeat card. We had this for the air signs, but it was reversed. This time it's upright. It's the Slave of Scepters. And the Slave of Scepters would be the Page of Wands, for those who want to know. And so this idea, I think, is that once again, it's a fire sign, or it's somebody with strong fire sign energy in their chart. So that could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But they're coming towards you because maybe they are just somebody bearing a message. They are somebody that has something to tell you, maybe about. And I don't think this is love. I think this is about maybe joining an enterprise, a friendship, a club. So I think you, water signs, may be invited to join with a group. And it's friendship more than anything. And it's somebody that I think has an energy of the fire signs and feels you are an asset. And so therefore this invitation is being made. All right, fire signs. So now we are on to the earth signs. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The modern love tarot to tell us What is the vibration or energy around you at this time or this week? And just to remind everybody, this is the week for Friday, August 16th till the 22nd, which is next Thursday. I think I said the 20th, but it's actually the 22nd. How interesting. It's the reverse Nine of Swords. So the energy seems to suggest you're finding some peace. You're finding a way to find peace of some sort. This peace may be related to the fact that you were pretty aware of some suffering around you that wasn't direct to you, but really did kind of matter. Maybe you were consoling somebody who's had a bad breakup or had a sad or traumatic experience in their life. And I feel that the vibration that's coming to you now is that you're feeling like maybe it's time for you to look in on yourself, calm yourself, maybe think of having something fun to do. You're looking for a break maybe. You know, you're feeling like maybe you should take a few days off and go do something really fun for yourself. So that's what's coming to the earth signs. But what opposes your happiness? What is it that maybe could muck it up, as they say? I mean, I've just told you to, you know, take off the weekend and go to Las Vegas or somewhere. And is there something that could muck it up? We're going to look at the Tarot of Oppositions to see what is the possible oppositions. The cards have both reversed and upright meanings on them each end, and it's up to me, the reader, to decide where that energy really seems to be coming from or what is the best way to blend it together. So, earth signs, what is it that opposes your happiness? Oh dear. It's the reversed Five of Swords. I know it's the reversed Five of Swords. I'm pretty sure because it has that darker cast. Either way, I hate the Five of Swords. Banshee and I often consider the Five of Swords to be the card of nobody wins. So what opposes your happiness could be the sense that you are in a situation where you may be forced to really flee one way or the other, you know, a strong emotional challenge. I don't know if this is about, you know, rivalry in relationships or rivalry in units, family situations where there normally is a lot of love, but there are power differentials or relationships that can bring out bitter, strong feelings. This really looks bad, earth signs. It seems to me like what can oppose your happiness is having to deal with a situation that you can't possibly get a really great result from. It doesn't mean you shouldn't try. I think that's all I can really say about that. So now I will move on once again, finally, to the Ibis to see if somebody is coming towards you, emotionally speaking, somebody that maybe offers something better than what that looks like over there. Hopefully they are not what brings the opposition. But for earth signs, for Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, who is reaching out to you either for love or some sense of companionship or some reason? Hopefully a good reason. It was the first card, and it's the Master of Scepters. That's the King of Wands. It's reversed. But the Wands energy says that it could be a fire sign. So it could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And as a reverse sign, there may be somebody who isn't confident, but should be, about this possibility of reaching out to you, that maybe they feel like they really do want to know you in some way, better in some way, but they're just not confident for some reason. And why is that? I'm going to ponder that a little bit. It almost feels like they have to compel themselves as an act of bravery to try to reach out to you. And I almost feel like maybe they could be involved in that second card, that maybe the reaching out to you is somebody who felt they had to after maybe something bitter or bad occurred. I don't know what else I can say about that. I'm really sorry. So at any rate, I did want to say thank you for coming to the Emotion Exchanges. Don't forget to watch Happy Hour tomorrow, 10 a.m., Saturday. Banshees on Sunday, as I mentioned, 10 a.m. All that. All right. Thanks, everybody, and we will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.